Friday night and the fog hung heavier than the smoke in the dive bar I just left. It was the type of night every booze party ends in a fist fight and good friends turn on each other like hungry dogs. I was walking back to my office to pick up the bottle of scotch I had stashed in my safe. My last client gave it to me for catching his wife in bed with the milkman. I got the scotch, he got the divorce he wanted, and she got a lifetime supply of free milk. Everyone happy. All except me. I felt like there was a dead rat rotting inside of me where my heart should be. Down the street, I spotted a guy in a trench coat looking up in my office window. Something about him gave me the willies. I've been around the block enough times to know when I'm being tailed. Yeah, that's right. I don't like dames. I'm a queer, a pansy, a daisy. If you don't like it, you can take a hike. I'm Sam Johnson, gay detective. I snuck up behind the Joe and got my fist ready to flatten his face. I'm glad I didn't throw the punch because I would have got makeup all over my hand. It was a dame. Quite a dish, too.
Are you Sam Johnson, the detective?
Who wants to know?
My name is Lily Marcus. I need your help.
Oh, I'm sorry, lady. It's past business hours. Come back and see me in the morning.
Mr. Johnson, I don't know where else to turn.
All right, lady. Stop the waterworks. Let's go up to my office. We can talk in there. Have a seat.
Thank you.
Want a drink? Looks like you could use one.
I could use a lot of things, Mr. Johnson. I'll settle for the drink.
Well, let's skip the small talk, lady. What can I do for you?
There's a man after me.
Lady, if that bugs you, you better join a convent.
No, I don't mean it like that. Someone's following me. That's why I was dressed like that.
What's this creep look like?
Short, dark hair, walks with a limp. He's probably still watching my house. I left through the back door.
This case stunk worse than a two-bit whore on a Saturday night, but I needed the money. Alright, I get $30 a day, plus expenses.
Thank you so much, Sam. I'm grateful.
You stay here and make yourself cozy. I'm gonna go see a guy with a limp. As I drove by, I could see it wouldn't take long to find this limpy guy. He was inside, ransacking her house. I watched him from the window for a minute. It was limpy, all right. He had greasy black hair and a face that could have scared Frankenstein. I was through the door in a flash and took him down with one punch before he knew I was there. I grabbed his collar. He was as limp as a 3-cent salad. Okay, pal, what do you want with Lily Marcus? Let's have it.
Look, Mac, I'm just robbing the joint. I don't know who lives here.
All right, Limpy, you get this and you get it straight. You tell me who hired you or I'm gonna fix your ugly face so that your mother can't even recognize you.
All right, Mac. I know when I'm licked. Louis Chalmers hired me to tail this broad and find out where she stashed the papers.
What papers?
Just some financial reports. That's all I know, I swear.
All right, Limpy, scram. Go back to your boss and tell him to leave my client alone. If I catch you near her again, they're gonna need dental records to identify you. Savvy? I let him go and he scrambled out of there like a cockroach caught with the light on. I rode back to my office with a sour feeling in my gut. I knew Louis Chalmers. He was a big-time gangster. The type of guy that rewards people that cross him with a pair of cement shoes. Where'd you hide the papers?
What papers?
Oh, right, lady, spill it. How are you mixed up with a guy like Louis Chalmers?
I'm sorry, Sam. I thought you wouldn't take the job if you knew he was involved.
Yeah, you would have been right. That guy plays pretty rough.
Well, you look pretty tough yourself. Please, Sam, I'm so scared. I'll do anything for your help.
Lady, you're not only barking up the wrong tree, you're in the wrong forest. Now tell me about these papers.
My brother Archie, he's got an auto repair shop. I was doing the books one day and I came across some phony numbers. I asked Archie about it. He said he's got a partner, some guy he borrowed money from. Didn't want to talk anymore about it, but I warned him it was probably illegal.
It's illegal, all right. There's a $3 bill. So Chalmers is using your brother's shop as a front for some money laundering.
I begged him to get out before it was too late, and I told him I'd go to the cops.
Yeah? Maybe, who wants to know? No dice, I can't get it until tomorrow. Okay. 5th and Morgan. 9 o'clock. Clears a top shelf bottle of vodka. Limpy must have recognized me. Lily, they got your brother. They want to swap him for the books.
Oh no!
My thoughts exactly. I trust Chalmers about as far as I can throw him.
What are we going to do?
We got 20 hours before the swap. Maybe if we can get someone inside Chalmers' club, we can find out where they're keeping him. I know just the person. Let's go.
Where to?
The glory hole.
The glory hole.
Okay. Good evening, gentlemen and gentlemen. Seriously, folks, I don't know. Is it gay in here or is it just me? People! Oh, I don't know, though. I haven't seen this many fruits since I left the farm. Oh! Okay, how about, did you hear this one? Did you hear this one? How many Hiroshimans does it take to screw in a light bulb, huh? None! They don't need a light bulb. They glow in the fucking dark! Ha! Okay, nothing. All right, how about the Jap Navy? Jap Navy, why'd the Jap Navy buy a fleet of glass-bottom boats? Huh? So they can see their Air Force. Ow! Any Germans in the audience tonight? Any Germans? Germans at the... Why don't Nazis eat shit sandwiches? Huh? Shit sandwiches? They don't like the taste of bread. Oh, please welcome the lovely Florence Foster Jenkins! Good Lord, I feel like my ears just got an enema. Well, speaking of enemas, during my last one, I thought my doctor was being a little unprofessional, and I complained about his conduct. He said, if you don't like my technique, go to another dentist. All right, folks, let's move right along and bring out the star of our show, the lovely Rose LaRouche.
So are you sure this person will help us?
Sure, it's a double-headed quarter. She owes me. The curtain opened, and out stepped the prettiest dame who wasn't a dame.
I wanna be loved by you, just you, nobody else but you. I wanna be loved by you, alone, boop boop be doo.
Sam Johnson. How are you, you lug?
Not bad, doll. Have a seat.
Who's the dish?
My client. Her name is Lily.
She's sweet. Not really your type, is she?
I need a favor, doll.
Sure, Sam. Anything.
I need you to go down to the store club and nose around a bit.
Sounds easy enough. What am I trying to find?
A lost mechanic named Archie Marcus. Louis Chalmers has him on ice.
A mechanic. Sure could use a tune-up myself.
Thanks for the favor, doll. Be careful. These guys play with guns.
So what do we do now, Sam?
Get some sleep. I got a couch back in the office.
Well, looks like I'm finally getting through to you.
Forget it.
Boy, oh boy, folks, I'm telling you, Eleanor Roosevelt sure is ugly.
How ugly is she?
Oh, she's so ugly that when she goes to the zoo, she needs 2 tickets. One to get in and one to get back out. People! Ah! She fell out of the ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down. Ow! What a hideous bitch! Ah, now I know why President Roosevelt never stands up, huh? He'd rather shove his...
When we got back to my office, the light was on. Someone was inside. I opened the door a crack. Inside was our pal Limpy again, treating my office like a bull in a china shop. This guy had more nerve than a bad steak. He heard me and swung around, his eyes wild and crazy like a cornered rat. This time he fought back. He was no Joe Louis, but he managed to knock me over. Before I could get up, he reached inside his pocket and pulled out a revolver.
I was ready for you this time, Sam.
Nice shiner. Where'd you get it? I could get an infection from the dirty look he gave me. He smiled and raised the gun. Better not miss.
Oh, I never miss. They're gonna be picking lead out of your liver for weeks.
I smiled too because Lily had snuck in behind him and was about to let him have it with a cane that was stashed in the hallway. Nice work.
You're hurt.
It's nothing.
What should we do with him?
I got a couple of ideas, but don't give me the chair. I remember there was a crate stashed away in the basement. This crate, a little rope to tie up our homely friend, a label addressed to Chicago, and my friend with the Bronx Freight Company all added up to a neat solution to our Limpy problem. He would be out of our hair for at least a couple weeks.
Are you sure he can breathe in there?
Oh yeah, it's the thirst that'll probably kill him. Maybe he'll get lucky and somebody will find him in time.
Sam, I found the guy.
Well, that didn't take you long.
Well, it wasn't hard. I can't talk now, sweetie. Meet me in the alley behind the stork.
Sure, I'll be right there, doll. That was Rose. She found something out. She wants me to meet her in the alley behind the club. You better come with me, Lily. It's not safe here. I stashed Lily in the hotel across the street. I told her not to budge until I called. I wrote down the hotel phone number, put it in my pocket, and headed for the Stork Club. The air was still and quiet as I walked to the alleyway. Too quiet. There was a rose-colored shape crumpled on the ground next to a puddle of the same color. It was Rose. She moaned. Oh, Rose, why'd I ever get you into this mess? She was dead. I felt like I was slugged in the gut with a roll of dimes. I would have heard the guy sneaking up behind me, but for my own sobbing. He clobbered me over the head with what felt like a baseball bat, but was more likely the butt of a gun, and the lights went out. I was in some kind of storage room. There were 2 guys in the room with me. Twins. I rubbed my eyes, and when I looked again, there was only 1 guy. Archie Marcus, I presume?
Yeah? Who's asking?
Sam Johnson, I'm a private dick. Your sister, or I should say your wife, hired me.
You know where she is?
Yeah?
Tell me where she is. I want to know.
I better not, pal. They might be listening. The door opened and in stepped Louis Chalmers. He was a dapper whale of a man who wore a blonde on his arm like some guys wear a gold watch. He also had a .45 in one hand.
Sam Johnson. I've been hearing that name a lot recently. Seems you roughed up one of my men.
What? Ugly? Nah, I just sent him on a vacation to Chicago.
I don't give a plug nickel about him, Johnson. All I want to know is where the papers are.
Papers? What papers?
Get upset, Smoochie. Remember your blood pressure.
I'm a very powerful man, Mr. Johnson. Could be a very good friend. So tell me, how much do you make in a year?
No thanks, pal. You're not my type.
Not so fast, Johnson. I got a gun too. So drop it.
Oh, I get it. You're not just a slack-jawed mechanic. You're on the payroll, too. And you're never kidnapped, either.
My wife gave you a raw deal, Johnson. She knew what I did. It was only after I told her to take a hike that she stole them papers. Threatened to turn them into the cops if I left her. Tried to get her to drop it, but you know how dames can be.
Not really, but it doesn't matter. You won't find her.
Oh, won't we? See, while you were asleep, found the phone number. Guess who answered? She's meeting us in an hour with the papers. So sit tight, Sammy boy. If she doesn't show, we're gonna need you to help us find the papers. If not...
And you're going for a ride. See you later, sucker.
This case had more twists and turns than a hurt worm. I had to get out of there and quick. Lily lied to me, but I knew if she made the meeting, she would be feeding the fishes, as sure as my middle name was Winston. I checked my pockets. Nothing but a book of matches. I had a plan. It was a long shot, but I was desperate. I grabbed a big bundle of packing hay and put it in front of the door. I lit it and hoped someone would see the smoke and open the door before I choked to death. I figured my chances were 1 in 6. I heard the lock being unlatched and I squatted down by the door. When the door opened, I was through quicker than a virgin orgasm. I burned $5 worth of rubber getting away. I just hoped that the meeting place was the same as they told me over the phone. There was an abandoned warehouse at the corner of 5th and Morgan. I grabbed my .38 from the glove compartment and went around to the back. There was a window busted in. I could hear voices. I crawled inside and looked out from behind a crate. Lily, Archie, and Chalmers were there. Chalmers had a gun.
Take it.
Thank you, Miss Marcus. Now I'll let you two, get reacquainted.
You should have left town for good, you dumb broad. Now I gotta shut you up for keeps.
Archie, no!
He pointed the gun at Lily. One shot rang out. Archie looked down at the growing red stain on his chest with mute incomprehension, then fell over dead. Crime is a sucker's road, and those who travel it end up in prison, the gutter, or the grave. This sucker ended up in an abandoned warehouse with a slug in his gut.
He was a louse. He had what was coming to him.
It's too bad Chalmers got away scot-free. If we still had those papers, we could have sent him up the river for good.
Shouldn't you look inside the envelope, Schnickum?
Yeah. I was just getting to that. Look at Oh, Sam Johnson! Oh,
Real papers are right here in my purse.
Doll, if you were a fella, I'd kiss you.
Are you gay?